Hello. How you guys doing? Sorry if my voice sounds weird. I just woke up. And I had a feeling that I want a game dev. So that's what we're doing. It's gonna be like yesterday. Noemi Sulfuric. What's up, guys? Noemi, you're getting a perm, dude. Ooh, dude. I'm gonna tell you right now, okay? Let me turn down my music. If you get your perm, it will look worse on the first day. So if you don't like your perm on the first day, don't worry, it's normal. I promise you, it's normal. The reason why I'm saying that is because typically if you show them a picture of the perm you want, they'll do it a little tighter. So they'll make the curls a little tighter or the waves a little stronger. And then within a week, it'll start like relaxing. It'll start falling down, start calming down. But yeah, I hope when you get your perm, you're gonna like it. Because for me, it took me about, I think, like 2 weeks. First week I hated it. Second week I was like, okay, this is not that bad. Now I love it, right? Especially when I got curling cream, and I got oil for it, so now it like actually flows properly. So it's pretty nice. So Ferric, you just woke up too? Yep, me too. We're like the same person. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen in a bit. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna open up my Godot. Okay, real quick, I have some updates. I got some really cool updates, so I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I did work off camera. So I got a little bit of updates. I'm gonna go over that. I kind of wrote everything down, so it's gonna be pretty cool. And then I have a couple of goals I want to do today. I'm gonna go over them. Maybe we'll do like a 2-hour stream. I'm not so sure. I do have to, you know, I gotta get my Spectrobes video out, but okay. So let me pop up my screen. Okay. So yesterday, right, in our stream, I'm gonna do a little quick recap. We made this little like thing, right, so you can actually see like what we're gonna be doing. The biggest thing that I wanted to do was obviously make a 3D floor and make a player that can walk around, and we did do that in our last stream. It took about like 2 hours, right? You guys were even helping me do, and it worked out. So what we did, have a floor we can walk around, a 3D character, there's a camera that follows it, there's a floor kind of green texture, there's a sun in the sky, and the biggest thing was we added a little box that you can pick up and it would queue free, or it would delete itself. The idea is that now we can build upon that, we can add a texture onto it, and then maybe my plan is to turn that into an inventory system. So if you pick something up and it deletes itself, it adds it into an inventory, and then from there, if you want to go ahead and, you know, in the future make a digging simulator, boom, go in your inventory, there's a fossil, you can dig the fossil in your inventory. Now, what did I do off camera? Well, off camera, I really wanted to learn something called Blockbench. Let me turn down the music. So Blockbench, for those that are unaware, let me pull it up. It's kind of like a Minecraft voxel tool. I've heard a little bit of it. It kind of looks like this. You can make Minecraft 3D low poly whatever models. So I went ahead and downloaded it last night, watched a couple of tutorials. I'm still pretty iffy on it. It's not super hard to use, but I only had 15 minutes on it. So I wanted to go ahead and learn a little bit of that so that when we go into the stream, if we want to do texturing or 3D modeling, I could go ahead and kind of have like a little bit of like a 15-minute head start to know what I'm going to do. But I went ahead and learned that. So I made a rock texture, a floor texture, and these are some like personal notes of like how I did that. So let me show you guys what it looks like right now. So let me actually, before I do that, I'm gonna open up my my stream from yesterday, and I'm gonna show you guys what we left off of yesterday because, well, bad memories. Okay, so yesterday we ended off like this. Oops, like this. This is what we had. We had a bean, we had a green floor, and I believe there is a rock walking around, or a rock on the ground with a pyramid right there. So this is what we had last time. Today, from overnight, we have this. So let me recap. What did I do? I went ahead and went into Blockbench, and I made this like little character model right here. I'm gonna go ahead and go into it. So I made this super simple character model. It was literally 2 cubes, and then I colored it and I imported it. As you can see right here, it's called Player Foreskin. Put the mesh instance in here. It kind of imported wrong. What I had to do is, when you open up the actual texture, you need to import it, and then you need to import it like lossless quality. Initially it was VRAM compressed or uncompressed, so it looked really weird. So you have to do lossless, and then boom, looks like this. Then I went ahead and made a little mini fossil rock. So this model, I'm not a big fan of. I had to delete my old rock model because I couldn't reparent my node. I couldn't I couldn't just use the model. The reason why I don't like it is because it's made out of 4 different cubes, and I feel like that's rather like not good. I feel like it should be simpler. Like it should be under one thing. I think maybe I either exported it maybe either wrong or maybe inefficiently. But regardless, you know, we'll work out the kinks later. So now we have this, and there's a hitbox around it, obviously, so you can walk her over. And then another thing I changed was I got my, by the way, my friend was helping me a bunch. There's a sky now. So before it was literally just like a blue color, it looked ass. I now have a sky daylight box. I got this off of Google, and I just imported it into my world, and now it looks like this. So now, that's kind of it. The last thing I did was I kind of moved the sun around so the sun looks a little bit better. And on top of that, if you look at my character, I've tried, so this is a problem. This is a bug that I actually need to work on. So in here, I added this code. I added a brand new function for something called visible direction. Basically, what I wanted it to do was, if I, let's say, moved left, my character would turn left, and it would lock it in the left direction. If I move forward, it would turn it forward. And if I move right, it would turn, you know, right. And same thing with backwards. The problem with that is it doesn't work. So for example, let's pop it up. So this is what it looks like right now. Notice when I move up, it tilts weird. When I move down, it goes down, but not properly. It's not like a perfect 90, 180 angle. Left, it tilts weird. Right, it tilts weird. So I don't know, I gotta figure out something there. I don't know why it's doing that. I tried to see if maybe it's like the printing, or I'm sorry, if it's locking at the wrong angle. It's not. This is the right angle. If I put it in my chat, it was, anyway. So yeah, so this is what we have right now. Basically the same thing as yesterday, but the lighting is improved, the sky is improved, there's an actual player model, jump around, right? Super nice. And then obviously the fossil model over here, we can go ahead, walk over, picks it up, and it deletes it. Okay, so that's what I did off camera. Now we're gonna go to the drawing board. What's happening? What's happening? What's popping? What's popping? What's popping? What's popping? So I found this really cool video of destructible 3D terrain. Now I'm gonna go ahead and watch it in a bit, but I kind of skimmed through it, and I really want to spend today making a game digging scene. Now, what am I talking about? So, my plan for, this is at least how I'm going to do it. My plan is there's going to be at least 2 different game, like, scenes, right? So game 1 is the world, right? That's literally what we made. The character can walk around. This is my character. He can like walk around north, east, south, and west. We kind of drew this yesterday. And if there's a fossil on the floor, he can pick it up, right? He can pick this up. And then maybe there's like a sky. And then obviously later down the line, maybe we'll add some buildings. We'll add some trees. And then this is like the world where you like navigate and customize your character, etc. But then I want to make it where, like I said, you pick up a fossil and then you could dig it. So my plan is number 2, the digging screen. So what is that going to look like? I don't really know how to do this, like at all. I have an inkling of what I want to do, like vaguely. But the idea is I'm going to make it where you can, let's say you want to dig a fossil. You will go into the digging screen. Let's actually change the color. You would go into the digging screen. Your character and everything goes on pause. So this entire world pauses, right? This thing pauses. This is a pause icon. This is a pause icon. It pauses. And then in here, it's going to pause this, shift the camera. So let's make a camera icon. This is a camera. This is the camera. Cam. It will shift the camera onto a square island or a square plane, like a square island like this. And then on this island, I'm going to put the fossil here. I'm going to also recolor this fossil. It's going to recolor and put the fossil, I'm sorry, it's going to put the fossil there. And then, because the camera's showing it, it looks like you're looking at the fossil from the ground. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and add like a little HUD. And the HUD is going to be like, you could use a hammer, you could use a drill, right? And then you dig the fossil. Problem is, I need to learn how to do this. I need to learn how to, number one, pause my main world and go into like a digging screen. I need to then, like this, setting up a camera, setting up an island with the fossil, I don't think that's too hard. But pausing the main scene and going into a digging scene, I think that's going to be the hard part. So I'm going to break that down and hopefully we can do it. And also, hopefully, using this video of a 3D destructible terrain, I can make the fossil a 3D destructible terrain. I can texture it differently, and then hopefully I can like make it where like you can dig through it and then maybe find a fossil. But yeah, that is the plan. So Varric, you're looking at pixelation today or yesterday, and you've 3D models pixelated. Like are you talking about on Blockbench? I'm kind of confused. Or are you talking about like if I add in a thing, I can add a filter to pixelate it on Godot? Okay. All right, I'm gonna add this. This is day 2, and then let's make this a heading. So I'm actually like relatively well organized. Okay. What do I want to do? Goals. I don't think I'm gonna hit this, but make a digging scene. How am I gonna do that? New scene, fossil on the floor, a camera looking at it, and then okay, here's what we're gonna do: a button on the bottom right to swap between world scene and fossil scene. Okay, this actually sounds pretty possible. Okay, let's do that right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna copy this. I kind of want this illustration. Cool. Then delete. Don't save. Okay. Okay, so let's do this. New scene, 3D scene. Let's call this digging scene. I'm gonna save this scene into scenes, and then in here let's add a camera. Let's add a do I want a floor? Do I want physics on it? I don't think that's necessary, but let's just add a mesh instance of a floor. Mesh instance of a floor, and then let's make this a box. And then I kind of want the oops. Actually, no, I don't want a box. I want a plane. You sent me the video for 3D pixelation. Okay, where did you send it to me at? I'll check it out in a bit. Let me scale this out. And then let's make this the skin. No. Material override. Let's make this a for testing purposes, let's go with like a beige-ish color. Okay. Okay, so this will be a floor. Digging floor. Oh, where I'm gonna send it. I don't know if I can look at links in chat. I don't know if that's a thing that I have. It's okay. Don't worry about that. I'm not really worried about that right now. I think I have a goal that I can do today that I'll do instead of that. Because I have too much, I'm gonna like freak out. Okay. Let's rotate this 90 degrees. I'm gonna increase the oh, sorry, not 90 degrees, negative 90 degrees. Okay, so we have a digging scene. The camera's looking down. For a temporary thing, let's add a let's just add a an example. Oops. Let's just add like a random like a random box, and then let's have this box on the floor. Yep. And then I'm gonna move, I think I'm gonna move the camera a little bit higher. It's a little too low. Okay. Okay, if I play this scene, cool. Okay, so we have the camera looking down on it. I guess we'll have a let me copy and paste my my son. Actually, do I want a son? Oh, oops, sorry. I'll keep the son. Bam. Oh my god, I keep doing that. Oh, what's up, Alex? I don't want to. Okay. Yeah, I could have a Discord. It'd be really useful, but dude, I don't like managing Discords, so I'm probably not gonna do that. Okay. This looks fine. So this will be our digging scene. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add a button. The button will turn on this screen. I need to figure out how to add a button, like a HUD. I gotta search that up. How to add a HUD into a 3D game. I'm sorry, not a HUD, a menu. Okay, not like a main menu. Actually, yeah, no. So here's the problem that I'm having right now. I need it where, let's say I'm in the main world. I want to make it where there's a button on the bottom right. I click it and it will pause this screen and put me into the digging scene, and then vice versa. I can pause it, or I'm sorry, I can press another button and it brings me back and forth. I could just add a button that does that. Like I think I have the capabilities to do that. The problem is I don't want to make it like that. I just realized this should be a regular node. I don't know if it should be a node 3D. This should be a node, just a node. No, it's okay. All right, real quick, hold on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go pee real quick. I gotta think about it. Okay. Well, now I gotta open my Twitch and ban a chatter for sending that. Let me think. How do I want this? I think the best thing to do is add like a HUD manager and do that. Okay. How to create a main menu. Oh, whoa, this is not, I want it in Godot, daddy. Okay. Oh, a 4-minute tutorial.
Is the first thing that players see once they download. For now,
Okay.
we'll use regular button nodes instead of texture button nodes to test the code before importing our art. Label each button according to its function, button onto the script. Copy and paste it onto your option.
Okay, I understand adding in the buttons. How do you add in main menu? How does he make it where you... Oh, whoa. Okay. I don't really get it. Okay. User interface. Menu. Let's save it into scenes. And then let's just add a button. Okay, flip, I'm sorry. Change scenes. Okay. Let's put the button like here. Okay. Ooh, wait. Let's instantiate it. A menu. Let's see. Okay, the button's in a weird spot. I think that's because my game is not properly scaling. I don't know how to change that, but let's just keep it as is. Okay, so we have a button. I want the button to open the digging scene. Okay. Okay. How do I do that? I'm gonna add a script, I think. This will go on our scripts, a menu script. And then we'll make it when you press the button, on button pressed. I want it to change scenes. Now, how did this person do it?
Menu and label between scenes is pretty simple. All you need to do is use this line called
get tree, then change scene to file.
Get tree.change scene to file. Just type out this code and drag and drop our game scene onto the start button. Copy and paste.
No way it's that easy. Let's see. Get tree. Oh, get tree. Then dot change scene to file. Into a digging scene. Let's just try to see if this works. Wait, hold on. I think I need. Wait, hold up. Someone keeps. Well, I gotta get my package. Okay. Let's see if this works. Holy shit, it worked. Okay. Wait, there's a problem. If I press it, I don't have a button to go back. Okay.
Sit onto your option buttons and drag and drop your option scene. For texture buttons, allow the art imported. The game looks more complete. Now, as a final detail, fade out animation on top of options. Now connect the fade to your game style and needs. Before this video ends, I just want to say thank you guys.
I guess I'll just... Should I have this digging scene always here? The problem is, I don't want it to load constantly. Okay, well, alright, let's just add it. Let's just add it. The digging scene. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. Change scene to file. How to add a door into... How to add loading into another area in Godot.
If you are responsive, the background, we can use the resources scene, single value scene. The ready function.
Okay, wait, no, this is not what I'm looking for. Okay, what if I just put the digging? No, okay, here's why. If I instantiate the digging scene. No. I need to change scenes because this place, this world has its own sun and whatever. I need to make it where the digging. Fuck, I don't know how to do this. How to add change scenes in Godot and have a main menu.
If you've been completely emptying and deleting your Godot Engine scene tree when changing levels or loading scenes in your game, this tutorial will change how you think about your scene structure. These tutorials are part of a long series of use everything in the tree, main game components, 3D, 2D, and UI. These containers will hold any scene we load and unload, and everything will be controlled via the main game controller script. First, create a new scene with a basic node as the root. Name this something like Game Controller and attach a new script. Add a base Node 3D, Node 2D, and Control node as children, and name them World 3D, World 2D, and GUI. The Game Controller script will contain functions that load and unload scenes. Remember, we're doing this manually, so we have more flexibility in what we actually do with the old scenes. We don't have to do that by going to Project Settings, Auto Load, and adding a new node. In the global script, add a variable Game Controller and set it to the Game Controller type. In the Game Controller script, set class name to Game Controller and add this line to the. This function takes a parameter from the new scene we want, which will be the scene location in the file system, a delete boolean for if we want to delete the old scene, and a keep running boolean for when we want to just hide the scene and keep it running in the background. This option only matters if we don't delete the old scene. In the function, check if the current GUI scene is null. If it's not, then we check if we want to delete it. If we do, we free the change scene to packed function when we press a key to skip the splash screens. Now we can
Okay, I think I understand this. Not really. Yo, Wes, how you doing, my man? Watching a video on how I want to structure my thing. I want to do it this way.
maintain R3.
I'm sure it's smarter. It's just.
Main game components. 3 manually. In the description for a more in-depth explanation of the pros and the cons, but basically it boils down to memory and data. Deleting a scene or node removes it from memory and you have no access.
Welcome
What
back.
about
Before we
this?
get into the tutorial, I just this. Now we want to send this go to false. If this is it, get 2 because right now we are in world 1 and we want to go to world 2. Boom. That's simple. Now I'm gonna save this, but if we play it, you will see we can go anywhere around our map. If we get in close to the door, we click enter. Now we're in world 2, but there's signals that we have to send straight to the area 2D and the exit signal. Boom. We can change the body to be the here, and then we can add. Make sure you change this because that's all that matters. And then I think that's it. I can't go in.
Okay. Okay, for a lack of a better like understanding, I might just do the okay, I think I'm just gonna add the UI in manually. So Matrix, what's up, dude? What's up, Vert? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna manually add in the menus for now. I know it's a bad practice, but I have no idea how else I'm gonna do this, at least for now. So for now, I'm going to do this. Yeah, this is really bad. I don't think this is really efficient, but this is the best way that I can do it. Okay, and then I think it'll be get tree dot change scene to file main. Okay, so now they should just do this. Yeah. Okay, so we have a very bare bones, like, going back and forth. Here's the problem. It resets the scene. I reset, like, my character thing. This loads in the scene. This, like, resets it, which is the problem. I need to make it where it doesn't reset. Is there a way that I can save the scene? Godot, how to save the scene when leaving it. Save game when changing screens. Sure, learn about autoloads. They are nodes and scripts that live on top of the scene tree, so they persist even during scene changes. You can keep information in your game about... Wait, what? Save your data in a node that doesn't get unloaded. Okay, so they're telling me to make a global node. Or a global thing. But I don't know if I want to do that yet. Okay, for now, I think this is fine. Swapping between different little thingies. So we have a fossil digging scene. Let's say we pick up a fossil. We can go ahead and dig one up. Okay. I want to work on the fossil digging scene. So I'm going to go on back into the digging. Oh, well, what the hell? These should be... This should not be here. This should be here. Yes. Okay. Okay. Let's work on this digging scene. I want to use this. Voxel tools. Godot 4.6. I think this is the one I use. Oh god, there's so many. Okay, so the plan is make a destructible floor and then use that floor to simulate digging a fossil. So
using from here, the link is in the description again. This plugin is not available.
it's a plugin. Okay, Godot. What the helly? What the helly? Which one is it? This is a custom Godot build from the 4.6 branch. Am I using Godot 4.6? If your target platform is not included, you may have to build it yourself. Well, don't tell me to do that. Windows editor double, Windows editor, Windows template. I'll just pick the delicious looking one. Okay.
In the asset library, but the installation is okay. So here we are in a completely fresh project, except that we have this player scene. First thing we want to file manager zip right in there. Right click on that. Oops. In the extension zip.
Okay. Put it in the extension zip. I think it's like this.
Right in there. Right click on that. Oops. Right click on that and extract it directly into the folder. Perfect. You should see an add-ons folder. You can go ahead and delete the zip file.
That is not what I got. I don't know which one to get. Should I just like run it? I opened it in my thing. Hold up. It's not popping up in my repository. No, it's not working. Okay, well, I thought I could use this, and it's not. Okay, I'll download an older version. Maybe the older version will work. Because I really want to have this to use. This is like perfect. Okay. Okay. Boom, it's in here now. Okay, wait, let me... If it works, it works.
Now let's get back into Godot. It's going to import that. You do not have to enable this plugin. It's going to work immediately. So let's get a 3D scene so we can interact with things. So 3D scene, call that world. Perfect. Let's save that. Jump in here. So let's get some terrain generating. Right click. We're going to add a voxel terrain.
Interesting. Voxel terrain. Whoa. Okay, so let's get rid of the floor and the why do I have a cube here? Oh yeah. Okay. I have this voxel terrain.
Let's jump into the settings here. This voxel terrain, as the name implies, is what's going to be generating our voxel, well, terrain. Let's go into generator. This is the more important setting we want to work with right now. There's a bunch of different ones you can choose that will create different types of terrain. We're going to use generator flat for now. It's going to create this really bright white
Whoa.
terrain,
Okay.
which is okay, but really hard to look at. So let's give it a material. We're going to click on materials up here, and we're going to drag the Godot icon in. It's going to make it this gray. We're going to click on materials up here, and we're going to
Materials.
drag the Godot icon in. It's going to make it
I'll just pick like a random PNG. It's brown.
this grayish color. Left click on the material, come down to UV1, and then
Did you say right click? No. Click it. UV1 triplanar. All right, we need a better one. This one does not work. Can I do this one? No. You know what? I gotta get better rock textures. What about my player model? Oh, golly. Okay. I'll do the Godot icon. Cool. Okay.
then select triplanar. And that is going to give us all of the images repeated. Each of these cubes represents, I believe, 1 meter's worth of voxel cubes. So this is actually a very convenient way of visualizing it. So this is great. Next, let's add our player in so we can interact. Let's enable snapping with Y and drag them up. Perfect. There's one more thing we need. We have to add a voxel viewer. Voxel viewer node. The voxel viewer tells the voxel terrain that there is an observer here. There's a reason to generate this terrain, and
Okay. I'll make it a child of this voxel viewer. Where is my voxel viewer? Am I dumb? Oh, it's this thing. Is it? I'm just gonna pretend it's there.
because this is going to be infinitely stretching. So as we move this way, we'll generate more and more terrain, and the terrain behind us is going to not be visible. So we need the voxel viewer. Let's run the scene, and as we can see, we are walking around on this generated terrain. Perfect. It is quite dark, and we're going to be underground. So this is an on ready. Let's jump into the player now. Okay, so before we can start digging, we need some references to our voxel data. The first one we want is the voxel terrain.
Okay.
Which I'll just copy in here.
Yeah, why is he exporting that?
So we're going to be exporting this reference so that when we click on the player now, we can just hit assign, and we'll get the reference to the terrain without any hassle. Next up, we need this thing called a voxel tool. You don't edit the voxel terrain directly, you interface with it using this voxel tool. So this is an on-ready.
Okay. At onReady var voxel tool. Voxel tool. And then he references it as a voxel. I'm sorry, voxel terrain. Okay, I'm exporting this. Don't know why he's exporting that, but okay. This is what I get for not listening to the code. He exports the variable. And then this. Wait, what? Okay, hold on, what? Ugh. Okay. At onReady voxel tool. Okay, at onReady. Don't know why he's doing that. I gotta learn how to understand why it's doing that on. Okay. But then he does dot. Oh no, he doesn't. Wait, what? Voxel tool. He references the voxel tool. I'm sorry, the voxel terrain. He references that, and then he passes a period, and then that opens the properties, and then he gets the voxel tool. Okay.
On ready variable, it's going to get the voxel tool from the voxel terrain that we just defined.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and copy that. If you want to copy and paste these two, you can check the pastebin script in the description. But once we have this, we can actually start to edit. So let's check for our inputs. This is going in a physics process or a process function. You just want to be able to continually check it. You can also put in like unhandled input. So if a left click has been found, then we can start to try to remove stuff. So we need to tell the voxel tool to actually remove things. There's a bunch of different modes for the voxel tool. When digging, we're going to remove, but you can add, you can change textures, you can do all kinds of cool things. But back to this.
Okay. Make a brand new input. Dig. Left click. Left mouse button. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna make a new process. I'm in a new function. Function. Dig. Pass. If input dot is action pressed. Dig. I'm gonna pass this to, hey Piri. I'm going to, what is this? Voxel tool dot mode. Okay. Voxel tool dot mode dot, wait no, voxel tool dot mode remove. Is that what it is? That's it?
We've told it we want to remove, but we haven't told it where or how to remove. So the next thing we're going to do is use this do sphere function. Let me remove some
What
of this.
the hell is that?
So this is just saying that we want to we want to remove a sphere's worth of voxels. We want to do it at our position, this is the position, and we want that sphere to have a radius of 2.
Okay, I kind of understand what he's doing, but I'm going to change that. I don't want it to do that. So he's saying remove a sphere's worth of stuff. I want to make it where it's at at where I'm looking at. How do I do that? I need to make a new vector. Okay. Before I do that, I need to learn something else. So here's the problem. So the way that I have it is this is the camera. It's looking down, and it's looking down at the rock, right? Or it's looking down at a fossil, and the fossil is like on a plane, right? What I'm trying to do is I'm going to generate a voxel checkerboard pattern, right? So like that's what's happening right now. Right now, if you look in the 3D script, there's a voxel pattern, right? There's like a bunch of cubes. My plan was wherever I want to delete, I could just, you know, delete it and it reveals the layer underneath, kind of like digging a fossil. The problem is, though, the code he's doing, it's if you were a character here, it would delete where you are at in a global radius of a circle like that. I don't have a player. I have a camera. So I need to learn okay, this is my plan. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to learn how can I hover my mouse. Wait, I could just use a mouse input. I can be like, okay, if my mouse is hovering, let's say here, what is the X and Y coordinate there? And then delete that cube. All right, now how do I do that? Okay, I got it. Godot, how to get mouse position. Get global mouse position. Okay. So let me see. If I open, if I open this scene, oh shit, sorry, let me get rid of this. What? Let me comment that. Save scene, please work. This digging file is in the, oh, sorry. There we go. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. Okay. I want to make it where like it'll get my mouse position. Hopefully it'll work. Puri, what is being made? I'm trying to make it where like you can mine these cubes using your mouse. So let me see digging scene. On a process, I'm going to do this. Actually, I'm going to make a separate function for this. Function, track mouse. Oops, track mouse. Get global, I'm sorry. Get mouse position? No, what is it called? Mouse. Yo, what is my global mouse position thing?
Hello everyone. City direction, and we click run. We're gonna click
Get global mouse position. It's not working. He lied to me. Global position minus get global mouse position. Oh wait, is get global mouse position its own function already? Get global. It's not. Godot. Mouse position docs. Oh, there's a doc on it right here. Mouse and input coordinates. Get viewport.get mouse position. Okay. Get viewport.get mouse position. Huge. Okay. And then, okay. Okay, returns the mouse's positions using the coordinate system as a vector 2. Okay, into a vector 2 constant. Can I name it mouse position? It returns it as a vector 2. How do I print the mouse position? Mouse. No. Mouse. But no. Okay, wait. I don't understand how to make a custom. Okay, so This is getting the mouse position. I need the data from the mouse position. It returns the mouse's position in this viewport using the coordinate. Okay, cool. I get that. That makes sense to me. But do I have to make a variable for that? If event is input event mouse button. Sometimes the comments in the doc help. Yeah. Wait. If event is event blah 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 blah, print here. Event dot position. Dot position. Okay, hold on. Let me make a variable. Variable mouse position equals get viewport dot get. Can I do this? Can I just make it like this? Or can I not have a function as a variable? Can I do that? And then for let's say for on the print, oopsies, print mouse position, and then we'll run track mouse on process. Wonder if this will work. Oh, whoa, I think it is working. No, cannot call wait. Oopsies. Cannot call on a null value. Well, I don't want it on a null value, bucko. It's always calling it. I don't want it to always call it. Event dot position is the current position of your mouse when it's pressed. Oh, wait, that's way better. Event dot position. Do I need to... Okay. Okay, that's actually way better. Instead of constantly tracking it, it should be an input event. Can I do it like this? No, I need to actually make it event dot input event dot no. Okay, wait, no. I need to rethink this from the ground up. I need to track where I'm clicking. How do I do that? I can make a input that detects it. Okay. If input event dot is, I'm sorry. If input dot is, I'm sorry, is action just pressed dig. Okay. Okay. Let me get rid of these comments. Okay. So if the input is pressed, which is my left click, I'm gonna get print vector, print the location of the mouse. I'm sorry. If event is error at that use call if it's a callable, cannot call upon an expression. Okay, I don't understand that. Hmm. Okay. The docs have it if event is. Why can't this work? Why is it cannot call upon on an expression? I'm gonna do this, by the way. Cannot call upon an expression. What does that mean? I gotta learn what that means. Cannot call upon an expression. Calling a function on a null value. Okay. If the event is an input event mouse button print, this is the code from the Godot website. Did you maybe make it so that the ground detects if it's being pressed instead of using the mouse like this? But how would the ground be detected? I feel like the easiest way to do it is with a mouse. Like figure out what like where you're pressing using the mouse. I think that would work for, that's how I see it. Like I was thinking, I don't know, that's just how it makes sense for me. I also don't know why this is not working. Oh, is it because this guy's a, okay, this person has a function input event. Okay, I don't know how to do this. This is the code of the thing. I don't know why the code of the thing is like that, but the code of the thing is like that. Let me clear these. I'm just gonna follow the wiki. Okay. There's a function input and the input variable. If this variable is mouse button, you print the mouse button at its position. Okay, let's try that. Okay. It's doing that from the wiki. Huge. Okay, we're following the wiki. How do I make it where it's just being pressed? Input event mouse button. How do I open the here it is. Okay, well that works. Can I make it dot pressed? If the event is input dot is I'm sorry, input dot action. Okay, no. I like what they did there, obviously, but like how do I make it where it's just the press? Because this is the press and being released. Represents a mouse button being pressed and released. Input event mouse button. Input event. Dude. How do I go backwards? Go back. No. Input event. No. Input event mouse. Okay, input event mouse. Okay, maybe let me try that. Oh! I detached the script. No. No. Control Z. Okay. What if I do this? Does this work? Oh god, it's tracking mouse movement. I just want to make it where it's just the movement being pressed. How? Oh! Okay. We'll work out the kinks later. Let's just do this. Bam. Input event mouse button. Thank you, Wiki. Thank you, Wiki. Okay. Let's just pretend this is good. So now we have the data at which when I press, it gets the location. So it's this X and this Y. But now, how do I translate that X and Y onto a 3D plane? That's the question. That is the question. Maybe... How to Godot, how to interact with viewport in a 3D game using the screen. Raycasting. Okay, I don't know what raycasting is. .3D raycasting.
Raycasting is one of the most powerful tools found in modern game development. Almost every 3D game you've ever played utilizes it to some degree, whether that's Mario. It allows us to get information about the game's physics world relative to a certain location or object by casting a ray and seeing what it intersects with. In more human terms, imagine you have a laser gun and it's simple, but that simplicity is what makes it so
Wait,
powerful.
I could just do this. What am I doing?
Simulate vision.
I could just use a ray.
Animation systems use it to dynamically align characters' feet with the ground. Shooters use it to simulate high-speed bullets from guns, and most engines offer, which we'll get more into that later. Both have their strengths and weaknesses. The raycast node extends spatial.
Okay. Let's comment this because I don't want to use it yet. Or maybe I don't have to use that. So let's say raycast? Raycast 3D. Array in 3D space used to find the first collision object that intersects. A raycast represents a ray from its origin to its target point that finds a blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay, and then I want to rotate this bitch. Oh yeah, Papa like it when you rotate. Wait, what? Why is it rotating like that? Okay. So rotates it like that. Can I get... Okay, but here's the thing. I want the raycast to follow my mouse. Maybe I could do that, actually. All right, let's put the raycast down here.
So you can move it and...
Can I use raycasting to follow my mouse input? I probably can, actually. Wait, hold up. So on the digging scene... Let's unrelease that. Let's do input event just mouse. If input event dot is... Okay. How do I make the raycast position follow me? Well, let's think about it, class. Let's bring the raycast in here. And then, if the event is input event mouse, then let's print the location, but also the raycast 3D dot target position is equal to the event dot position. I don't think that's going to work, but we'll see. I don't think that's going to work. It's going to crash. Yep. Okay. I know why. This is a 3D thingy and this is a 2D thingy. Okay. Let's see. How do I get a raycast to follow my mouse? How to get a raycast to follow mouse input in Godot? On input, if the event is that blah 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 print array. How come they did it so easily?
So let's say you have a scene in Godot where you want to grab the object under the mouse. Let's use raycasting to grab the object. First, within our input function, check our event and see whether it's the left mouse button. Then
This is in C#.
we want to grab the mouse event's position, save that as a vector2. We now want to create a new
Whoa, hold up. Wait a goddamn second. Okay.
new function for handling the raycast to grab our physics.
Excuse me. Hello. Raycasting. Okay, you know what? Before I actually make it follow the ray, let's actually try to see if the ray even works. Okay, so let's go in the game. So there's a ray. Raycast. Collide with. In the process function, I want to see raycast 3D. How do I open the docs for this? Because I want to see how to find the open documentation. Collide with areas. Okay, I want to actually see if it actually detects what it's colliding with. So how do I do that? Raycast 3D dot collide with areas. And then what does this do? If true, collisions with area 3D will be reported. Print. I want to see if it'll work. Print. Okay. Wrong world. Okay, it's not touching it. Try it again. It is not touching it. Okay, that's really interesting. It's not working. It's... Why? Why is this ray not detecting the floor? Is it not long enough? Is it... collide with areas? Is it because the voxel floor doesn't have a hitbox? Voxel terrain. Does a voxel terrain have a hitbox? Generate collision. Fuck, dude. Pierre, you want to do your own work on your own project? That's good. That's good. I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm losing it. I'm going crazy. I don't know why this is not, why I can't do this. Maybe not collide with areas. What is this? A voxel terrain type. Maybe I need to have it interact with the voxel terrain. Dude, I am so stuck. Let me go back to the initial voxel video that I was watching. Bazinga
has been found, then we can start to try to remove stuff. So let me remove some of this. So right in front of our camera, to the world, and we place in front of the capability's sake, and then we're going to remove this self and replace it with a reference to the dig marker. Now, if we go back into the world, and we click, you can see we dig. We can dig down, see, and place it with a reference. Oh,
I'm gonna lose my shit, dude. Okay. Let's just copy his code for now and then see if it even works. So he did it with a self. Wait, what? Dot global position 2.0.
Oh, sorry. We got to rename this to in front of the camera no matter where we're looking. This is the position that we are going to use for our digging action. So it's as simple as coming back in here. We're going to remove this self and replace it with a reference. Oh, sorry. We got to rename this to dig.
Okay. Voxel viewer. Digging reference.
Marker. Just for readability's sake. And then we're going to remove this self and this is, it'll be over to our player underneath as a child.
Wait, why do I have this digging reference? Voxel. The process sucking goes hand in hand with, yeah, I know. Oh, dude. I know it's gonna feel so good when I get it, but that's if I get it. I think I will get it eventually, but I need to, there's like so many things I need to learn until I get there.
Of the camera, we're going to add a marker 3D node. This is just no matter where marker. You can dig down and replace from. Oh, sorry. We got to rename this to.
He's making a marker 3D node. Why? And where is it? Okay, let's just say that. Okay, I'm just gonna copy his code for now and see if it works. So he has a marker 3D node. Cool. So he takes the marker 3D node. Oopsies. Oops.
To dig marker, just for readability's sake, and then we're going to remove this self and replace it with a reference.
Okay, Huh. It says remove. So why did it... What? What? Okay. 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 What the fuck? What the fuck? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about, man? Okay. So here's the marker. Why? Why is it doing that? It's supposed to remove it. Why is it making it bigger? Huh? Hello? What the fuck?
To the dig marker. Now, we go back into the world, and we click. You can see, and we dig. We can dig down.
Maybe. Okay, wait, hold on. Wait, you're right. Wait, maybe it's the camera. Maybe if I like rotate the camera a little bit. No, dude, it's definitely popping up. Why? Maybe. Okay, wait, hold on. Maybe the marker is not in the ground enough. Like, what if I put it all the way in the ground? It's still popping out. Okay, but let me make it more in the ground. Well, now obviously I can't see it. No, it's like bumping up. I have no idea why it's doing that. Okay. This was not going as how I expected it to go. I was thinking I could just do... I mean, like, you can see the vision. Like, I wanted it where there's a floor. You can dig out the floor, and then that would simulate kind of like a fossil. But if that's not how it works, if I can't do that, then I gotta do something else. Like, regardless, even if I did get the code to work, right? Like, even if I had my idea work, I don't know why the voxel tool is doing that. I mean, I am in Godot 4.6.
And a little bit further.
Why is it doing this? Is it because of the voxel viewer, maybe? Where's my voxel viewer at? I want to move my digging reference maybe lower. Yeah. Okay. Voxel 2, voxel terrain, voxel tool, terrain, interacting, does not delete. Okay, maybe I could find like a different voxel Godot thing. This is cool. It's the same Godot voxel tool. Oh, there's a documentation on it. Okay. Voxel tool. Oopsies. Voxel tool mode remove. It's not popping up. Voxel tool. Oh, this is raycasting. Voxel tool. Get voxel now. Area, blah, 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 blah. Remove. Mode remove. We'll subtract matter. Mode remove. Yes. Yeah, mode remove. That's what I've been doing, bro. That's what I've been trying to do. It's not working. Okay, let's not do a sphere. Let's do a box. Surely that will change everything. Vector 3i. What the hell is a vector 3i? Dude, it should work. It's saying it's mode remove. Why is it? Okay, what if I do mode add? I swear to God. It does the same shit. It does the same shit. It does the same shit, dude. What do you mean? Mode add? Mode remove? Hello? What is happening? What is happening? Is this something to do with my references or my marker? What is happening? What just happened? I can't see shit. Alright, hold on. Maybe the number? Oh my god. Okay. You're telling me if I add it... I add, it does the same thing. I remove, it does this... It's because I have a Godot... Is this not Godot 4 point? Okay. I'm going to say that it's just because it's just the wrong file. Godot voxels. Because I'm using Godot like 4.6 and this is like... I don't want to lose my... I'm gonna...
Being able to edit the terrain at runtime is one of the top reasons for creating a voxel terrain. Why else would we want to store information about every single block in the game? In this video, I'll show you how I find the block the player is looking at, just align a chunk, we can then get
Wait, she's just literally
them
making the
automatic-
chunks by hand, bro.
new classes instead of dictionary using their position as keys. When a new chunk is needed, it will then be created using the new create chunk method.
Maybe save and reopen. Dude, I don't know if it's, I don't think it's gonna work. I genuinely believe it's just like my, I'll do it. I think it's just, my game is just not doing it. Like, it's just, I think I've downloaded the wrong, not wrong version of it, but the tool, I think use an older version of the tool. Okay, I just restarted it. Let's see. This is the ad. Okay, let's try and remove. Watch this. Clip it. It doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work. I mean, we did a couple of things differently from the person. Like, we don't have a marker, or the marker's here, but it's like, I'm not using a player character. The digging reference is also different. I don't know. Like, maybe... Yeah, I don't know. Digging floor, digging camera, digging voxel terrain. I mean, the terrain's right here. Yippee, yippee. My guess is that it's making the voxels around it. I don't know. All right, here, how about this? What if I dropped in my character? Where the hell's my character? There he is. Let me drop in my character. Let me get rid of the digging camera. And then let's have the marker and the digging reference under the character. Okay. Whoa, oopsies. Nope. I don't know why it's inverting it. Look, okay, so look, boom. Cool. Why? Why? It's also like, it's not adding it to like the bottom of the map. It's adding it to the top. I don't know why it's doing that. Voxel. Okay, Godot. Oh god. Voxel tool remove. Not adding more voxels to the ground. It's like inverted. I don't understand why it's inverting. Maybe radius, the centers, the global position. Let me watch another video on it again. Maybe the Godot voxel tool terrain.
The terrain, similar speed to see sign.
This is
We're
not...
going to set the texture.
That is Godot, but I don't know why it looks like that.
Here's what we'll be making. Voxel viewer node. The voxel viewer tells the voxel terrain that there is an observer here. There's a reason to generate this terrain, and because this is going to be infinitely stretching. So as we move this way, we'll generate more and more terrain, and the terrain behind us is going to not be visible. So we need the voxel viewer. Let's run the scene, and as we can see, we are walking around. Okay, that means that we can just hit assign, and we'll get the reference to the terrain without any hassle. And copy that function. We need to tell, the next thing we're going to do is use this do sphere function. Let me remove some of this. The terrain underneath, we want to remove.
Hold up. Wait. Is it this? Wait. Oh my god, we got it. Oh my god. I put the code in wrong, dude. I needed this extra sliver. Oh my god, there it is. Holy shit. Okay. Okay, cool. Let's undo everything. Let's keep this. Undo all the stuff that I added here, because I added in a player, I added in a bunch of stuff. Okay. Oh shit. Try it. Oh my god, huge. Okay, we got it. We actually got it. We got it. Oh my god. Yeah, let's recap. So what did I do? Okay, first of all, so here's what happened. I was referencing the voxel tool and I was like, okay, my voxel tool, I'll just mode remove, right? Mode remove. It let me do that. It was fine. But no, you can't do that. You have to do .mode and then reference the voxel tool and then remove. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. Well, now we know that this dude, I feel so good now. So this works, right? This works. Now obviously the problem is I need to have it on a raycast. I need to raycast it onto my mouse. Okay. Godot, voxel tool, raycast. Okay. Let's see. So there is a raycast function actually. I just don't know how to fucking use it. Okay. How do I need the documentation on it. Okay, so I'm gonna comment this. I'm not gonna use it for now. And then I'm gonna go down here. Voxel tool dot raycast. Oh, it actually literally just gives me the raycast. It gives me the origin direct. Okay. I got the documentation on it. Oh, hey, Biju, how's it going? I was losing my shit for like half an hour, but now I'm feeling way better. Okay, Godot, voxel, tool, raycast. Where up here it is. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. And then let's go down to tool. And then let's go down to raycast. Okay. Raycast result. So the raycast result returns me vector 3, I think. So here's the plan, right? I think what's gonna happen is see you later, Piri. Are you trying to make a game or just learn for now? I'm gonna do both. Why can't I do both? I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it where the raycast goes somewhere. It gets the vector 3. I'm assuming it's a vector 3 because the vector 3 is an X, Y, and Z coordinate. It does that. And then after it gets that data, I'm going to assume I'll put that into a vector 3 variable. And then with that vector 3 variable, that is what I'll tell my dig function. And then my this will go into the dig function. And then the dig function will just input those variables, and then it makes the circle there. Okay. How the fuck do I do that? I gotta learn how to do this. I don't understand that. Okay. So this runs a raycast from the origin into the direction. I could probably make the origin my camera, but how do I make a direction? How do I do that? Is there a way that I can? Is there a tutorial on that? Godot Voxel Tool Raycast. No. I need it on the voxel tool. Godot raycasting voxel. Voxel tool. Yeah. Xylem. Boom. Okay, let's see how other people do it.
Hello and welcome to this small tutorial on a module to can use node with this voxel viewer. So this voxel viewer, we have a scene where and click comes out of it. Signal with a position. This is the main thing. Collider is just for text. I did it wrong.
No, this is not. This is not the one.
Around the player, add voxel viewer to it.
Okay.
Mount to voxel tool.
Okay.
Remove. And call voxel tool.growsphere with the sphere.
Okay, hold on. My man's is cooking.
To do that, first we add a raycast to the camera and then set the target to be 5 meters forward. In the player script, we get a reference to the voxel terrain and then a reference to the terrain's voxel tool, which is a helper class to easily access and modify voxels. Also,
get it.
A reference to the raycast. And then in the physics process function, get the raycast endpoint. Then if the right mouse is pressed, set the voxel tool mode to voxel tool.
Okay, the problem with this though is that his camera is moving. My camera's stagnant. Like he's shooting a ray from his camera. And then when he moves his camera, that's how he's, moving it around. If we're doing it like this, our camera's stuck. Oh, shit. Our camera's, I'll go ahead and uncomment this. Our camera's stuck above us, and it's not going to do that. Because our cameras are, like, no matter how I move my mouse, my camera's still going to be here. I probably have to raycast it off my mouse position. So whatever my viewport, but then it's like, I mean, I could no, I don't want to make my camera move. I could have a camera hover over my mouse and then raycast like that, but I don't know how to do that. Or do I? Let me think. Okay, let's say I have a mouse. My mouse input. Okay, how about this? Godot. Okay, how about this? What if I do this? This may be so complicated, but what if I have it, instead of it a raycast, because I don't know how to do the raycast, because the raycast can't follow my camera, I'll make an invisible circle. An invisible circle. No sprite, no nothing. And then this circle is a 3D object. It's a node 3D. This is a 3D node. It's there. It's literally tangible on the plane. And this node has an invisible camera up here, and then this camera is locked to my mouse. So my mouse, if I hover over my screen, hovers over an invisible ball, and then that ball inherently is a 3D node and has a 3D position, and then I could use that 3D position to dig. I think that would be easier for me to do. I don't know how to raycast, because then I have to raycast and change the angle from my camera. If I just have a ball that follows my mouse position, I think I can do that. And I think I could just search up how to do that. Godot, how to make a 3D object follow your mouse. Oh, cool. Huge.
How do you make a 3D object follow the mouse? Ignore Y, just X and Z, almost like 2D. You want to make a new project. Set up a simple world, node 3D. Nothing crazy. You can save it to a source folder. Next, what you want to do is you want an environment of the scene, and now you can see
he's just setting up the world.
Defined as like the flat surface. This means in our world, there's just like a flat surface. This is crazy. Or X only though, and it's kind of weird, but it'll make sense why it's weird in a second. That's because I'm...
Okay, let's see it. So he has a camera, then he makes a mouse position, get viewport.mouse position, and then he prints the mouse position, and then he makes a variable for a ray start, and interesting. I don't understand lines like 10 to 16.
Not setting the Z position as well. So if I just set the Z position from the intersection as well, you can see that it's fine and it's fair. And you can see that practically infinite doesn't extend past the plane. Well, it is actually over there. You just can't see it because you can see that Z position from the intersection.
I'm just going to copy this. I don't know how. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Okay. Now, well, now it just depends on where the fuck am I going to put it. Oh, golly. Okay, wait. Do I want to do it like this? Okay, yeah, I'll do it like this. Okay, so he has he makes a Node 3D called Cam Handler, and then he has a mesh for it. We'll also go for a mesh, and then this mesh will be invisible because the mesh is going to be like an invisible block. Let's go here. I have the camera though. I have a camera.
Not setting the Z. It's fine over there. Mesh instance. So over there, because of words, and I have to get this more current. You can see in the print, it's like looking Control A. So
okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just going to make a mesh instance.
We're just going to call this cam handler, and I'm going to attach a simple script. And what I really want to do is I really want to be able to interact with my world every frame or every step, which isn't too crazy. I'm going to get access to the camera, so that's not too hard. I'm just going to do $camera. And what I want to ask the camera is, well, not the camera, but I want to get the mouse position on the screen. And I can do that very simply by doing get viewport.get mouse position.
Okay. Get viewport. It's not working. It's not working. Uh-oh. Why is it not working? Why is that not working? Oops. Why is that not working?
Get mouse position. And essentially, if I just start printing this out, you'll see very quickly.
Why does that work? Why does that? Yo, Nolan, what's up? Cassie, how you guys doing? Why does this not work? Why does my code not pop up in here? And his does. Where did the video go? God damn it. Oh. No. Damn it. Nope. Where did I put it? Wait, I lost the video. How did I do that? I just realized my music's not even playing. Adrian, if you have time, could you play Necessity? Maybe. It does look good.
The terrain around the player.
How to get mouse position. Come on, baby.
Hello everyone, Nightlops here, and today we're going to be learning how to do simple Godot mouse movements in a small image and
this is not what I did. Where's the... Oh, here it is, here it is.
Very quickly, that if I
don't understand how this works for him. How is he able to get that? Okay, let me try it. Variable. Mouse. And then he does this. Get view. Oh, whoa. Why does it work in the process? Oh, because it... Oh, I get it. I get it. I think I understand. I can't define the variable up here because I need to run a function. And the function needs to be ran under process because that's how I get it. I think that's how it works. Okay. Let's pretend that it does it like this. Okay. From this gets the mouse position, and then obviously I can just print the mouse position whenever under my process. So let me actually run that real quick. Yeah, cool. It's that's pretty sick. Okay, cool. Now I need to make it where an object follows it.
I actually go to my
if I make an object follows it, I need the
world. So I'm in my world scene over here, and I have my I'm gonna get ray origin. So this is ray start. So this is where the start of the camera is. Like that is where my eyeball is, more or less. Project ray origin, and it's a built-in function in Camera 3D. And I'm just going to do it from the mouse position. So mouse pause in the documentation for Camera 3D. If I scroll down, I have project ray normal and project ray origin. We're going to need both of them, but right now all I need is ray origin, and you can see it takes in a vector 2, so where our mouse is, and it gives me back a vector 3. So I'm just going to set the type over here for static typing to vector 3.
Okay, I kind of understand that. Not really, but it's coming in my ass. I'll tell you that. All right. So he has a camera node. I'm gonna get rid of this. I don't need that. I was never using that. I do want my digging camera. So let's see. Okay. So he's making a new vector. I mean, a new variable called ray start. I don't like how he named that. I like it like this. Ray, oopsies. Ray start. And then he defined it as a vector 3. And then the vector 3 is camera, or not camera, mine is digging. Digging camera dot project ray origin. So this is the spawn of the ray. And then he's doing that using the mouse position.
And then I'm also going to get the direction I'm facing. So just because this is the start of the ray, that's where like I am in space. If I have my camera here and this is like where the camera is, ray start is literally like where the start of the camera is, and then direction or the ray direction is going to be telling me which direction I'm looking in, because if the camera was looking down here, then I would have to get this direction, and I would also have to get this new start position because it's different from this one. So ray direction is literally equal to normal, and you're going to do that from mouse pause again.
Okay, I don't know what he did, but he did this. He took this code, and then he went bazinga, and then he went I'm gonna call it ray direction, and then he did camera project ray, and then instead of it being origin, he wrote normal. Do I understand that? No. Will I understand it one day? Maybe.
And then, since we have these two, we're practically set to do intersections with planes. So this first part I'm going to show you is just with the simple plane. There's no actual collision with a static body or a physics body. So I'm just going to define a plane here. If you didn't know you could, turns out you can define a straight up plane. And the idea is you just want to specify which direction the plane is in. So my plane, or this flat surface, which is what I mean by plane, is just going to be pointing upwards, and the intersection between them, which is the thing that you're after, the intersection point is just going to be equal to plane.intersects ray. So the plane actually has its own collision shape there, defined as like the flat surface. This means in our world there's just like a flat surface somewhere generated at global position y equals 0 at the moment. because of the configuration we have. And if our camera's up here looking down, then we're going to be able to get a point on this ray. It's like on this plane, sorry. It's like infinitely wide to my knowledge. And then all we're going to be doing is, as you can see, if I do control spacebar, it's just asking me from where? Well, from ray start. And then what direction are we going in? We're just going in the direction of the camera. And if I just print out intersection, you can see that I get a X and Y, which is pretty cool because the Z is already kind of given to me. So all I have to do now is I have to go to my world. I'm going to do Control A to add a mesh instance, and I'm just going to make it a simple cube. You don't even have to make it a character by
Oh, that's pretty cool.
All we're going to be
Okay, I understand what he did. He created a plane, and I'm gonna call it invis plane. And I don't know why he's doing like a colon and then equals, but he made a plane, and then he did something called vector3 dot up. I don't know why he did that. I hope I learned how to do that. And then he did a variable of ray, and I'm gonna call it ray intersection, ray plane intersection, and it's plane dot intersects. I'm sorry. This is the invis plane dot intersects ray from vector 3. Oh, okay. So then he takes these variables, and then ray direction, and then he gets that, and then he gets an intersection from that. Okay.
Doing is position, and we're just going to set it to the type of mesh instance so we can actually.
Okay, and then I'm going to make this invisible marker, and no, invisible cube, and then I'm going to bring it in here.
Drag it over. So this is like my new favorite way of doing hacky little things like this. If I just get rid of this error by saying me.globalPosition.x equals intersection.x. So you can see over here that cam handler now has a me variable. That me is mesh instance mi. And if I just drag it over and it actually wants to assign, oh, it's not assigning. Okay. Oh, it's mesh instance 2D over there, but I meant 3D. And oops, I forgot to give this mesh instance here. Now if I run the scene, you can see that it follows my mouse.
Okay, I don't know how the hell he did that.
This mesh instance here.
He did if intersection. What the hell does that mean, bro? If ray plane intersection. That actually worked. I don't know how that worked. Okay, if ray plane intersection, he did this has a global position dot x equals the ray plane intersection dot x, and then I'm gonna do the same thing for the z. Okay, does this actually work? I'm asking like I'm not smarter than this guy, but like I'm asking like I don't trust him, but I do. Make it a cylinder. That's a weird cylinder. Make it a bean. Okay. Oh my god. Huge. Huge. Okay. Okay, so he taught us how to do that. Okay. So I don't need this tutorial anymore. Let's give him a like. I would sub, but this is the wrong account. So now let's see. How does this work again? This operates on voxels within a sphere. The center is a vector 3. Can't I just make this an invisible cube and then do global position? Please. Oh, huge. Oh my god, let's go. Let's make this 1. Oh my god. Yes. Thank you, online tutorials. Let's go. Okay, and then oh my god, and then I could just replace this cube with like a mouse icon. Like I can just like for example, let's hold up, let me go in here. Let me scale this down to like a little bean. I go here. Oh, dude, this is so sick. Oh, this is so fire. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the I'm printing something. I don't need to print the mouse position. Okay. So I'm gonna control K. I'm gonna make a comment. This is a video by this guy. How to make a 3D object follow a mouse in Godot. And then that way, if I ever need to get stuff, I could just reference this video. And then, yeah, this is all that. And then the voxel tool stuff is from that video. I can also, I'm gonna delete this. Okay, we have a ready function. We have a dig function. Oh my god, oh my god, let's go, dude. Let's fucking go. Okay. So now I can move around. It's not perfect. I could change scenes. And I could, I need to scale this properly, but now I can. Okay. I wonder if I can go in my digging scene, and then let's say I had a mesh instance of a let's say like a cylinder, another cylinder, but like I'm gonna put it down here. Would this block it? Maybe a little bit lower. Oh my god, look, now I can just put like a fossil instance underneath and it can just dig it out. Oh shit. Huge. Actually huge. Okay. 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 Marker 3D, I can get rid of that. Invisible cube. What is this? I don't need that. Digging floor, I don't really think I need that. And then, okay. Let me, I should probably replace this texture layer. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it there. That was a lot. Okay. So what did I do? Made a new scene. Okay. Let me write this down. What we did. Boom. We made the digging scene. Made a voxel floor you can dig. You can swap between scenes. I want to make a note. It is not saved. Okay. Okay, yeah, it literally works. I'm gonna pop it up again. I'm gonna dig a little bit. And I'm gonna screenshot this. And then boom. Absolutely based. Absolutely based. Okay. I think I'm gonna call here for today, folks. I don't know if you guys are still, I don't know if there's anyone in the stream, but I'm gonna get off. I wanted to code for 2 hours. And I wanted to do a feature, and it actually like literally worked out. I have no idea how this worked out, but it did. I don't know where to go from here. This is further than I ever thought. that I could do. Genuinely, I cannot believe this happened. But I don't know when. I think I'm going to code a little bit more tonight. Maybe fix it where these scenes can actually save and it doesn't reset every time. But yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Sulfuric, Nolan, appreciate you guys. Peary, Bijou, Vert. Appreciate all you guys. Noemi, if Noemi's still there. Appreciate all of you guys. I'm going to go I think I'm going to go edit some Spectrobes. So I'm going to go do that and probably upload that video. And thank you guys so much for staying with me and watching me code. I know it's very boring, no face cam, no nothing, but I'm having a lot of fun. I hope within a week this actually looks really good. So yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Bye guys. Bye guys. Bye guys.